You're showing us the way.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Saturday. Happy Women's History Month. But I know and you know that we're still celebrating our Black history. But it's March and it is Women's History Month. You can see I am back in my spot. My daughter is in DC recovering with her dad and her boyfriend. So thank you everyone for your prayers, your positive energy, your good thoughts, your phone calls, your texts. God is good. God is good. So I had to take a praise break from the show. But we are grateful this morning. So thank you. Thank you. So of course, we're here on our community coffee. I am Kimberly Holmes Ross with Evanston Cradle to Career, where we partner with over 40 organizations to make Evanston the most equitable place it can be. And of course, we're on our favorite platform with our super producer, Mr. Man. Good morning, Mr. Man.
Morning, Cam. You look good. You look good.
Good morning. Good morning. And of course, we are here with our advocates. There's a lot going on in E-Town today. Of course, there's the fam pancake breakfast. It's not too late. After you finish the show, go over there and get you guys some pancakes. There's some retreats going on. A lot going on today. But we are here. We are small, but we are mighty. We are here with Advocate Carmen and Advocate Candy. Good morning, advocates.
Good morning.
And Candy, good morning. And Candy is actually doubling as our special guest. So Candy is our advocate, but Candy is our special guest this morning. And we are happy to have her as we kick off Women's History Month. As we get ready for the show, we thought about, okay, well, we have a whole process, you guys, when we get ready for these shows during the week. Well, we thought, what kind of her story do we, and that's what we'll be sharing all month, her stories. What kind of her story do we want to share? And we all came up and Candy kind of kicked us off. One of the most impactful things for women and from the beginning of time that impacts our lives is hair. It's hair. We are so connected to our hair, to our identity. It connects us with our self-esteem, sometimes even our mood. And you get those good hair days and those bad hair days. But the culture of hair is changing, and we want to talk about all those good things. So it's hair today. So we have our resident hair expert. We're lucky. We have one right with us who's going to guide us through this whole conversation today. But I want to stop before we do that, because what do I want you to do? I need you to share this video. Share this video. You're going to want to hear this. Somebody else is going to want to hear this. We are talking about her story, hair stories this morning. So good morning, Candy.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. I don't get to see you guys often on Saturdays. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Carmen.
And Candy.
And hi, Mr. Man.
Morning, Candy.
And I wanted to start off with this little saying. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
So it says, a woman's hair is her crown and her glory. And that is 1 Corinthians 11:15. And so not only is our hair our crown and our glory, it's our protection, right? But as women, it's also the first thing people see. It could be a status symbol. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about like hair identity and what it means, as a Black woman in America, what hair means, right? So, our natural hair is naturally curly or coily. And oftentimes some of the styling and stuff that we do to it can put a certain perception on us, right, by other people. And so I don't know if everybody is familiar with the Crown Act. And so I think that's one of the reasons why it was so important, because there were so many of us who were being held back, in a workspace by stereotypes, right? Like braids were unprofessional. But why are braids unprofessional? curly hair is not acceptable in the workplace. And so I love the fact that the Crown Act came around, because now, people can feel free, like Carmen, to go to work and wear her hair the way she wants to. And, she doesn't have to be punished for just being who she is, you know? And so what I do, not only as being a stylist, but I'm also an educator. And I also start with kids who are young and try and help them understand. Bring those books over here to me, please. The hair books over there on the seat. I try to start when the children are young, by showing them some images of people who look like them, so that they don't start feeling like their natural hair is not acceptable or not mainstream. There are so many books these days. We have here A Vision of Beauty. We have My Hair is a Garden. Hair Princess. I mean, we could just go on and on for days with the different things that we have. And one of my favorites is this one, Don't Touch My Hair. Because how many times, as a child or an adult, have you been in a space that is predominantly white and somebody wants to pet you like you're the guinea pig, right? So I think these books are really important because they show up, for children, and they set a precedent. How many of you guys have ever had an incident where, you were in a workspace and somebody wanted to stop talking about work in order to talk about your hair?
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys have any experiences like that?
Absolutely, Candy. Absolutely. And I am so happy that the game is changing. See, the game is changing because way, way, way back in the day, we didn't have those kind of images. We didn't have folks telling us it was all right. So we was perming it up. We were trying, doing everything we could to wear it straight, and really assimilate. And I am so glad that table has begun to turn. And now instead you see other folks trying to get the braids and trying to achieve the curls that we naturally have. So I am so glad the game has changed. But for us folks who are a little bit older, some of that was traumatic.
Yeah.
It was trauma based. The things that were connected with your hair, whether it was getting that early morning press on Saturday mornings, getting that neck burn, or it was, like you said, someone wanting to wonder or touch your hair, or how did you do that, or almost like you're kind of a circus act or something. So what about you, Carmen?
Yeah, I think my hair journey has been interesting. But the first time I actually had box braids was last summer. So it's a huge change for me. But I did have some of those encounters at work. I think some of it was just people seeing me in a different way. They hadn't seen me before with braids, and some of it was, the people not knowing how to respond or how to react when someone has a hairstyle and they are interested in touching it. And how long did it take? How do they get lots of questions from people that aren't in our hair culture, that just didn't understand. I wanted to know more. And I actually had someone, older white woman who was like, oh, I wonder if they could do that for me. I was like, probably not, but the fact that you're interested, I guess, is great, but no, it won't work for your hair. So,
Carmen, you're getting a little feedback. I don't know if you're on an earpiece or maybe not, just close enough
I
to
am
it.
not.
It's just fade. I don't know if for you, Mr. Man, or not. It was a little feedback.
Yeah, I was just about to tell her to check the device, or it's coming right back to her.
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep on plugging right through because I got a little feedback from you too just then. So we're gonna just keep on plugging. Candy, I just wanted to know, as we watch you in the shop braiding, you're talking about dedicated. Candy is braiding, hosting, doing all kinds of things with us this morning. But I think we're really interested in this younger generation because, of course, they're our future. What is the trend? And we talked about being your hair connecting you to your identity and to your self-esteem. What do you see? Because I know now you're with the students and you're in the schools. What is the trend that you see now with the students in hair and kind of how they're feeling?
So it's interesting that you asked that. Can you hear me okay?
No, I don't know. I hope our audience can. Maybe they can hear us. I know over the Zoom seems kind of fuzzy.
Can you hear the background noise, or are you having a hard time hearing me?
I think you're good.
Okay, so it's interesting that you asked me that. I was just talking to somebody about when I first opened here, and 13 years ago, about 70% of my clients were relaxed and about 30% were natural. And that role has totally reversed. I have about 80% natural clients and 20% of relaxed clients now. And it used to be that I had people coming here to get their hair done for vacation in braids or some sort of natural style for vacation. And they would be back and get their hair straightened before they went to work. And that's not happening anymore. It's totally different now. And when I go into the schools and I'm working with the children, most of these kids are totally natural and they're celebrating their natural hair. They're excited about what kind of hairstyles they can do. They want to learn about how to take care of their own hair. They want to learn about the different types of textures and how to take care of the texture of their hair. And they're just really celebrating it. It's not the way it used to be where, you would go to the hair salon and get your hair straightened by relaxing or pressing, and that was just a routine, and that was how you were supposed to wear your hair. These kids don't know that. Some of these kids that come to me don't get their hair straightened until they're in high school, which is a total different trend from my generation and my mom's generation. It was frowned upon and deemed what is the word I'm looking, unprofessional. It was deemed like, this is like street clothes versus, work clothes. It was kind of deemed like street hair, right? It wasn't something that you could do. So it's really nice to see now that, kids are happy about the fact that their hair is different, and they're talking about what these differences are. I have a teenager who works for me, Devin, and Devin rarely straightens her hair. She's very interested in different natural styles. And every day when she comes to work, she wears different styles. Maybe we could ask Devin. Devin? Yeah, I'm going to put Devin on. We're going to ask Devin how she feels about it. Walk over that way. Turn the camera on.
Devin is one of our student advocates. Hi, Devin.
How are most of your friends wearing their hair, and how do you feel about your hair?
Most of my friends, whether they're in braids or either in knotless braids, straightened or natural. How I feel about my hair, I like my hair. Sometimes it's hard, but eventually I get over it, and I really like the hairstyles that I can do with my hair. And yeah.
Well, I like your hair too, Devin. I see Devin all the time, and every time I see her, I think it's just a little different. Devin, I'm going to get you to turn off the Zoom. Because you guys are in the same spot. I'm having some technical difficulties here, and I don't know if it's just me or not, but I'm getting feedback. But does this natural hair it looks like it results in healthier hair? I don't see as many kids with a lot of the breakage. If you guys just remember back a decade ago, especially young Black girls who were trying to do their own hair or experimenting and doing things, saw a lot of breakage, a lot of unhealthy hair. And I'm looking at this little kid that you're braiding now, this head full of healthy hair. Is that a result of just keeping it natural?
I think it's of several things. I think definitely keeping it natural is one of the things that's been helpful. But I think another thing that's been helpful is more education. I feel like people, there are more products on the market for different types of hair. There's been more studies done, and more products are now geared towards not just taking our hair from its natural state and changing the bonds to make it straight, but now the products are geared towards keeping the hair in its natural state. And what can you do to make it better? I mean, there's so many like, Black-owned hair care products that have come onto the market now that we just didn't have, when I was a child. I mean, the amount of hair that I had when I was a child was astronomical. And, my mom didn't want to deal with it. So that's why she straightened it, because she didn't have any products that she could do. My mom said that my hair was like one of those sea monkeys that you put in water and it explodes. When she put it in water, she said it would just go poof, and she wouldn't know what to do with it. So her best bet was to just straighten it, because then she could handle it so that she would be able to care for my hair, because otherwise it would just be in knots. Whereas now we have all these products that are geared towards, the moisture retention. We have products that are geared towards the elasticity. That's when the hair stretches. So that way, when you're combing it, it's not breaking, it's, elongating, and you're able to care for it better. So I think that's a combination of things.
Education is the key. And we want to hear about it. We're so proud of you. And we're always talking about our community building grants. And Candy took an idea, and wait, I got my little poster right here. Took an idea a couple years ago and did something with kids and celebrating the texture of their hair, and has taken that even further and wrote a grant with Evanston Community Foundation, and now has a whole business aside from, just like she told you, she's a stylist, but she's an educator too. So tell us about Eye Candy Hair Academy and Styling Biz. We want to hear all about it.
Sure. So Eye Candy Academy was born because I have so many people coming in here with, hair questions about their children's hair. We have a lot of mixed race families that come here, a lot of transracially adopted families that come here, and everybody wants to know what to do to take care of hair. And everybody wants to get more education and have classes so that they can care for their children's hair. And so I was like, well, maybe I could start doing this. So it started with small classes. And then, kids themselves were wanting to learn how to do their hair. And that's how Styling Biz was born. So Styling Biz is a class that we offer at Robert Crown on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 5:30. Our first day is actually this coming Monday, March 6th. And we have an 8-week session where the students are given mannequin heads and complete kits. I'm talking combs, brushes, clips, anything you would need to be a natural hairstylist, they will have in these kits. And they come and learn everything from how to detangle hair to how to actually do a cornrow. We even do some extensions in the class. We do a little fun session on coloring hair and like fashion color. We make extension clips. We have a really good time. And it's also fun because the students get to ask a lot of questions about their hair and the differences between the mannequins that we have and whatever their hair looks like. And also they compare and contrast each other's hair. Like, oh, well, when I do my hair, this is what works for me. So there's also a lot of peer help involved in it too. It's really fun. And at the end of the show, at the end of the session, we have a hair show, which is really fun. And the kids put together a complete look. They take their mannequin heads and they style them. They come up with a theme. They name the mannequins and they decorate them. They dress them, put their makeup on, do a hairstyle. And we have judges that come in and do scorecards, and we have winners and prizes. And it's a hoot because the kids really put their all into this. And it's nice because they're able to take away these skills, and all the things that they get in the classroom, they get to keep. So now these kids are going to be able to go and take care of their hair, possibly their siblings' hair. And who knows, some of them are going to turn this into an income-based thing. This is going to be like job development because they're going to go out there and be able to make money doing this. So it's going to be a skill that they can use across different arenas, whether it be with themselves or within a business. So that's what we do at Style and Biz.
Well, I was able to be a judge at two of the hair shows this past winter, and it is a hoot. It is amazing to see these girls. They're so excited about what they've learned and to show it off. It just was fantastic. I want to take the class. To be honest, it's just so. It's a game changer. I keep saying it's a game changer. Miss Wellows just said in the comments that she had this knowledge when she was a young person. Well, she said she might not have lost her hair, but it's the truth. Or I might not have damaged my hair so much. And if you know better, you do better. If you know better, you do better. So, Miss Wellow, thank you for that, and thank you for watching. Thank you, Miss Charlene. Gwen is watching. Angela, thank you for watching. Rolinda, thank you for watching and hearing about hair stories. Carmen, share a hair story with us.
I can't think of anything specific right now. What I will say is I have been relaxed. And so I'm now, as Candy's talking, and even before, I'm thinking about what going natural looks like and what that process might be like. So I do have some questions about that. Candy, maybe we could talk about that sometime. But it definitely, I feel like my hair definitely does make me feel a certain way. So if it's looking right one day, I feel great. I have a good self-esteem. I feel better about myself. If it's not looking okay, then it definitely just it kind of throws off the whole outfit, the whole energy, just everything's a little different. So I think my hair is one thing that I definitely try to keep up with and maintain. But, I've done, my mom used to press my hair. My grandmother actually is the first person who wanted me to get a relaxer because I was tender-headed. And so she was trying to get my mom to make it easier for her. So that is kind of how it started for me. But yeah, and I actually used to get my hair braided by Candy as a kid. So I've gone through a lot of different phases. And so now trying to figure out where I'm going next with my hair.
It's so funny you mentioned that, Carmen. Candy was a tween, not even a teen, a tween, braiding hair at Family Focus. There's a beautiful picture of her. I think you guys are all getting ready for Gospel Fest. And there you had on your little black skirts and your white shirts and your little black shoes, uniforms. And here's Candy in the midst of all that, getting everybody's hair together. And she must have been 12 years old at best. And it's a beautiful picture. I really wanted it should be hung up somewhere, blown up really big, because it just was the essence of not only what Family Focus was, but what community is. And I just love that picture. Do you have the picture, Candy?
I have it somewhere. Miss Joanne gave it to me. I just wanted to say that Carmen's sister, her older sister, was actually my very first paid client. I was 12 years old, and it was the night before we went to Camp Timberley, and I braided her sister's hair. Not Tana, Tasha. Tasha was my first client, and it took me 8 hours, and I got paid $25. And I did a head of box braids on her.
I never knew that.
I will never forget that.
You braided Brittany's hair, my daughter's hair, you braided my son's hair, you do Nico's hair. Candy is our stylist. We love Candy. So hair stories. I don't know, Candy, you got a hair story for us? I know you have many because you hold people's hair stories right in your hands. But do you have a hair story? I love the sea monkey.
Absolutely. I have plenty of hair stories. So the reason why I'm a hairstylist today, because my mom was not a good hairstylist. She was a barber. And so she would always send us places to get our hair braided. But if people fell through, then she would be stuck. And so our hair would look crazy. And I knew how I wanted my hair to look. So I decided I was going to learn how to do everything. And I used to braid my sister's hair for practice. I would do my hair. And I started working at a summer camp at Fleetwood Jourdain. And on Friday evenings, I used to, all week, I would be soliciting my hairstyles. And then on Fridays, I would finally get, 1, 2, or 3 moms to agree to let me braid their children's hair. And I would walk them home with me after camp on Fridays. And Friday night would be spent braiding hair. And my sister would do the beads for me. And I would give her $5. It was $20 for every head that I braided. And I would give Keena $5 for putting on the beads. And so she was one of my first clients, my sister was. And so I learned how to do lots of different styles on Keena's head. And there's a little secret that people probably don't know, but a lot of times when Keena wore braids and they were up in a bun, after I braided it, it's because we got into a fight in the middle of the hair job. So I always worked around the perimeter because sometimes she would get on my nerves and I wouldn't want to finish it. So I made sure that I would do the perimeter so that at least you could pull it up and it wouldn't be seen and we could finish it at a later date when we could get along.
That is so cute. So you have always been an entrepreneur, it sounds like, and you even had an employee. So Keena was not only your client, but your employee at a very, very young age. Hair, like I said, we are so connected as women to our hair. I learned from my son recently that even back during slavery, they would braid hair in patterns to escape. And they would follow the patterns of the braids as the escape route. So, I mean, it's been a long time that hair has been connected to our Pacific journeys. Let me do a hair story before we get off the air. I have so many. I love hair. I love all different kind of hairstyles. I will try some stuff. I will definitely try some stuff. But it's so funny. I was so oblivious to my hair. My mother was not a big hair person. If you know her, she was a natural. She wore an afro, so I get a braid or two here or there. But I wasn't even into it until I went to junior high and I came out of that bubble called King Lab School. And I was at someone, I'll never forget their names, but I won't call them on the air, teased me about my hair. And I was like, my hair is not cute. I was so shocked. Because I wasn't thinking about it, was or it wasn't, but when to get called out about it. And then I was just so conscious. And it carried with me, probably even till today, to be very self-conscious about my hair looked, how it looked, wanted to look a certain way, needed to look a certain way. And Carmen, like you, feel different when it doesn't look a certain way. But I am glad we are evolving and changing, and our young women are learning how to take care of their hair, to love their hair, and to love themselves. So those are our hair stories today. We hope you enjoyed our hair stories, and we'd love to hear your hair story. If you want to know more about Style and Biz, do you have more room in your classes, or are you full?
We have a little bit of wiggle room. So we might have enough room for about maybe 2 students in each class.
So if you have a junior high student who would love to learn about hair and take Candy's classes, either at Robert Crown, are they all at Robert Crown?
Yes, they're all at Robert Crown. And I can be emailed at icandyacademy@gmail.com.
iCandy Academy?
IKANDI Academy@gmail.com.
iCandyAcademy@gmail.com. She has a couple spaces left in both of her classes at Robert Crown on Mondays and on Wednesdays. This is a game changer. I keep saying it. Let's educate our young women.
It's free to the students.
Free 99. Free 99. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. And what the kids will gain from it, not just learning about hair, but about themselves, and the community they build within, in those groups, and just learning to love yourself and love who you are. Thank you for what you're doing, Candy. Thank you. I hope everybody goes out there and has a great hair day and a great Saturday, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, Candy. Thanks, Carmen. Bye, Miss
Mohair.
Cradle to Career Advocates for Action on Radio La Difference. Please tune in again next Saturday at 10 a.m. for another show.
You're showing us the way.
You're listening to Radio La Difference Chicago.